So I am really stoked about introducing this next speaker. He was 30 years a general contractor, so, I mean, at some point I might ask him a general contracting question. 19 years as a broker licensed in the state of Oregon and California. He also coached for 4 years with the #1 coaching organization, the Tom Ferry organization. He also has created his own company, Byrd Development, which he is now a coach for as well. He's a team leader with eXp Realty, and you guys, he served 4 years in the National Coast Guard. So please give a warm welcome to my good friend, Randy Byrd.
Appreciate it, and Don, great job. I love that presentation. When he first told me about it, I was like, you know, I'm a networker, I'm a connector, but he takes it to a whole new level, and if you guys follow those steps, it's gonna absolutely create energy, and you're talking hundreds and hundreds of people that are raising your flag now and putting you in their newsletters and all that stuff. When he told me that, that's when my brain really went, I get it now, you know. You have a little mom and pop hamburger shop, but if you're in relationship, they're referring you, you're referring them, you're in their newsletter, they're in your newsletter, all of a sudden you see the multiplication effect with that. So thanks for the presentation. So what I thought I'd do today, I wanted to bring value. So if you could get my presentation on the thing, I was trying to think what's gonna bring the most value for the crowd today? What can I do? Glenn Sanford's in the room, I'm nervous, I wanna bring the most value. So I thought we'd talk about price reductions. Is that gonna be all right today? Are you even awake? We should talk about how to get offers accepted after 24 offers. But what I'm going to talk about today is how to create listing inventory. Would that be of value? Right? Anybody in the room want more listings? Don't be silly. You got to at least raise one arm, right? And we've got rock stars in here that have dozens and dozens and dozens of listings. They still want more listings, right? Listings are the key to everything right now. And unfortunately, if you're stuck on the buyer's side of the program, it's a frustrating market now. You know, who's got over 10 buyers actively looking right now? Top 50 people in the room have over 10 active buyers, right? It's a frustrating market. So what I'm going to give you today is some coaching nuggets in a short period of time that will absolutely allow you to have sweat equity towards getting listings, not check equity, right? We could write checks and get a lot of things going on to try and create listing inventory. But at the end of the day, if you're in control of that, then it's just your tenacity versus time. And that's what we want to focus on today. How can you leave this room today and create one extra listing a week, maybe even one extra listing a day? Think about that, what that would do to your business. We need more listings, right? That's the bottom line. We need more listings. If you look at the Realtor.com chart, you'll see the active listings are 24.5% year over year down. And that's from a year that was massively down before it. So we're just having critical inventory issues. And there's no hope in sight of changing this. Even with the rate increase, all these things, we're gonna see low inventory. And it's gonna be really changing the market as we progress until we start getting a little more balanced, right? So we're moving into a skill-based market. I love this. You can create listing inventory. How do you create listing inventory? Right? What's a way to find listings that are not available? I think the #1 thing you could do right now, and what I'm coaching my clients, and they're having massive success. I'm gonna give you some numbers that'll blow you away, because I didn't believe them when I heard them, and then we started really tracking this, but unsolicited CMAs, right? Comparative market analysis, we all know what that stands for, but we wait for the phone to ring a lot of times, right? And so I'm not asking you to be a cold caller. I'm asking you to put sweat equity into this relationship and let the check equity come later when you can afford to do it or whatever, right? So the goal today is to give you tangible things you could leave with that are gonna give you value. So #1, CMA a day. This is a brilliant concept that all the top clients are using now. I've got a couple guys that are doing 1,000 transactions a year, and they're still adopting this program because they need listing inventory, right? So #1, send 1 CMA per day for the next 60 days via email. That's going to be a SOI, sphere of influence, a past client. It's going to be anybody you've done business with in the past. It's an unsolicited, hey, checking in with you, here's the value of your house. That will create interest and opportunity. Follow it up with a video text that lets them know you sent the email, right? Take out your phone, send the email and say, hey, Joe, Randy Byrd over here at eXp Realty. How you doing? Hey, I just sent you a CMA. It's crazy what's going on with the prices right now. We had about 15 to 30% appreciation in your area, so I thought you'd appreciate that. I did a real quick one. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. I'll follow up in a day or so. Bye. Right? So something quick, 60 seconds, send them to acknowledge the fact that you sent that email. The next thing is to follow up with a phone call the next day and ask them if they received it. Okay? So this is great for sphere of influence again, past clients, people that know you that are going to be anticipating that. It could be anybody you know, by the way. It does not have to be a past client. It could be, again, that hamburger shop owner that you know their address is 123 Banana Street, and you're giving them value of what's going on with that. All right? So that's kind of the cadence. Here's a real quick script. Hi, homeowner. This is Randy with ABC Realty. I've created a CMA, also known as a comparable market analysis, for your home in the neighborhood, and I used your house as one of the comparables. Right? So you're saying that you've already done this work. This is really a critical piece of this. When the clients were having unsolicited phone calls going, hey, Glenn, Randy Byrd, just curious, are you thinking about selling your house? I'm happy to do a free CMA. I'd come over today. I have nothing else to do. I can take care of this for you. And his response is what? No, thank you. I wasn't looking, right? It's unsolicited. You're coming with something that they weren't looking for. This is critical. And I'm going to talk about integrity in just a second, but track with me for right now. Would you like, listen to the words, please. Would you like a copy of the CMA I've already prepared for you, Glenn? Or would you like me to just toss it in the trash? Right? It's a psychological difference between asking if you could do it for them, which you didn't want, and it's the difference of saying you already have something that you've prepared. Do they want you to send it to them or throw it away? Now, integrity. If you come into a place, and I had a client of mine, I didn't think this way, honestly. I'm a marketing sales guy, right? But I had a client, and she's like, ooh, I can't say I did something I didn't do. And I'm like, I'm not saying lie to them. I'm saying prepare it for the neighborhood prior, right? And we're all realtors. We understand this. If we do a CMA in Eagle Crest and there's 100 houses, we're using 4 or 5 cells. We're using everything that we could see for the last 6 months, year, whatever we need to do. Effectively, you've encompassed everybody in that area, have we not? That's my belief. So when I say, Joe, I've done a CMA for your house at 123 Banana Street. I may not have done that complete CMA for that, but I did it for your neighborhood. And I have a really good idea. And then if you say, yeah, send it to me, do a cloud CMA, do something that's 5 minutes, and then get it to them with a parameter, right? So if it comes out at 470, I'd go 425 to 500. I need to come out and validate all this. But this is a great way to have a conversation. And so we went from about 1 out of 25 cold calls of people that were curious about what their house is worth. I'm not selling. Drop it off the door. I don't want to even give you my email, right? 1 out of 25 to 4 out of 10. So that number startled me when I heard it. I was like, 4 out of 10, that's a lot. 40% from cold calling. But if you do it correctly, I'm going to show you that this actually can and will work, right? So back to the script. It's Randy Byrd with ABC Realty. I've created the CMA for you, also known as a comparative market analysis for a home in your neighborhood, and I used your house as one of my comparables. Would you like a copy of the home valuation report, or shall I just toss it? Question mark, stall, wait, right? See what happens. If they say, no, thank you, I'm never moving, no problem. I could email it to you anyway. You could look at it, keep it forever. You don't have to move, right? Again, it's unattached to that outcome. And then they're going to say, yeah, I'd love to see a copy of it. Can you just drop it off? I go, I can, but it's like 48 pages, color pictures. It's beautiful. Just, I won't bug you on the email, right? But effectively, I want to gather that client into my web of that communication, right? Because then I can start market reports and things with their permission, right? Again, I want you to think of this as a service call, not a sales call. Really, really important. Service call, not sales call. If you get sales breath on them, it's going to come out. This is a service valuable call. And I treat it just the same. So that leaves that unattached feeling to it, right? If you're like, I'm unattached, I'm just calling 100 people today to see who wants a copy of this report that I spent this hard-earned time building around 100 people, right? So that's kind of the concept here. Okay, if your business life depended on taking a listing this week, what would you do? Is there anybody in the room that, come hell or high water, they had to get a listing this week to survive, to save their mortgage, to save their family, to save their kids, whatever it was, if you can emotionalize it, Could you get a listing in the next 7 days? Raise a hand, please. That's 75% of the room believes in their heart that they could get a listing in the next 7 days. So how many of you had in the last 7 days? Right? I didn't see as many hands. And so, again, I think this starts with a mindset. It starts with a belief that you're doing a service for them, because then you lead with a servant's heart and you're not coming from a place of nervousness, commission breath. So the more lines in the water, the more fish you catch, right? What this means is there's a lot of broad horizons of opportunities you could do this, right? So number one, pick a sphere that you've preferably sold houses in, right? If you could pick an area, geographic farm that you're using. If you own a complete city, like some people in this room, then you're well known and you have street credit, you can make it a broader thing. But if you're not known and if you're new, emerging into the market, what you can do is pick a subdivision you're familiar with. It could be your own subdivision. Usually that's our highest level of understanding. Or it could be a subdivision that we've sold 2 or 3 homes in, or we have an active listing in, even better. Because again, it's going to give you street credit in this conversation. Hey, Glenn, it's Randy Byrd. I know you don't know me, but I'm over here at eXp Realty, and I have a house listed around the corner from you on 123 Banana Street. You might have seen it. Have you seen that house? Are you curious about what it's going for? We did a recent CMA, comparative market analysis, on that house as part of our listing plan, and we included your house in that comparative market analysis. Love to deliver it to you. What's the best email for you? Right? It's assumptive. It's not salesy. It's just I'm unattached to it. Right? He's just one of the 100 that I'm going to touch today. Right? Okay, so a way to spread that out is you could do sphere of influence, past clients, your friends. It could be in your groups, Optimist, Exchange Club. It could be all that you're offering this phone call to offer them as a service, right? Hey, we're in Rotary together, and as a gift and a kind of a contribution to the Rotary people, I'm doing free CMAs. I've already done it, actually, on your house that's published in the publication. I was just curious, how do you want me to get to this? How do you want me to deliver this to you? Right? It's more assumptive and service-related than it is that salesman like, hey, are you thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate? I can help you. That's a great script, by the way, but it's different, right? Andrea, how's the market right now? I love it. She's been listening. So Andrea and I have been doing team trainings and stuff, and when someone asks you how the market is, what's the standard answer? Like, just kind of shout it out a little bit. How's the market? I saw this over here. How's the market? It's amazing. What else? Depends. True. Come on. How's the market? Hot, crazy, incredible, bananas, all this stuff, right? Well, I'm a buyer. How's the market? Is it still all those things? Ooh. So when she says it depends, or what are you looking for? Right? It opens you up to say, well, I'm a buyer, I'm looking for homes. You could address that. I'm a seller, I'm looking to sell my house. You could address that. I'm a renter. You could address that. I'm an investor. A different language. You follow me? So that one nugget I think will help you today as you leave, because a lot of people are curious about the market. And you could just say, well, it depends. Are you a buyer, seller, investor, or renter? Right? By saying that, you're going to identify who they are and give you more opportunity. But that's what we're talking about when we talk about more lines in the water for this, right? Everything becomes an opportunity when you perfect your language around it. Okay, lead with prospecting. Unsolicited CMAs to geographic farms, 500 to 1,000 homes is a great number that you wrap your arms around and just identify everything about that. Schools, crime rate, everything you can. Past clients, SOI. Know the market and your numbers. You have to know the market and your numbers. You can be brand new, but you can come off like Crystal, like a rock star, and just say, appreciation's up 26%. Prices have come down just a little bit, but it's only because of inventory. Time on market's back to 9 days. This is all education for you to know these numbers and become the trusted professional. People buy real estate from agents for usually one reason. It's trust. There's a lot of things that come in after, but trust is the number one thing that is survey after survey has proven that trust is what they're ultimately looking for in that big investment. All right. Here's an email. I'm going to go through them quick. I will provide slide decks to everybody. By the way, we're recording this for everybody, and we will provide everybody a copy of this recording if you want it. So if you're frantically taking pictures, it's okay. But this is a quick email. I'm just going to give you the summary of it. But basically, it's like you're sending out a CMA, and then you're sending this email. And it just says, I hope this email finds you and your family well, having a good start to 2022. I wanted to reach out with some amazing news about your home. As you may know, home prices in Salem, Oregon, or in the area have increased in the last 12 months about 18 to 25%, kind of a hook, right? And then, as you may know, home prices, oh, I went that. And then, I know it's hard to believe what a great investment your home's become. So as a special gift, I've prepared this for you, and you deliver it to them in that email, right? And then what do? Video them saying that you've done this. And that just furthers the relationship trust, because now it's a face to a name. And then if you don't get a response in a few days, if you're in the neighborhood, you can say, hey, I'm running down Banana Street right now. I was just thinking of you. I was wondering if you got my email. Just staying with that dialogue is going to be very, very valuable. All right? So past clients, we talked a little bit, but any from 2 to 5 years ago are prime opportunities to have conversations with, to open up a CMA dialogue. Guess what? I'm a licensed realtor. Most of you know that, right? I've been in the business 19 years. I'm not selling my house. I'm not even interested in selling my house. Redfin has an app that's really pretty special, right? I'm not one to talk down to other companies. I like to acknowledge what other companies do, and I think there's room in the sandbox for all of us. But Redfin got me. They got that hook. And they did it by saying, hey, your home's value is this, and we've proven it. And I'm like, proven it? That got my attention, right? I'm in the business. And then the very next thing was, your home's value is this amount. And I was like, really? I didn't know that. It was more than I expected, probably by $75,000. So all of a sudden, I'm in the business. I got for sale signs in my carport. I'm not selling. But my wheels started turning. I was like, wow, $75,000, a lot. What's the market going to do this year? Changes my ideas of staying, selling, all these other things, right? So don't think that because somebody says, and I've had this said like 3 times in my career, I'm going to be carried out of this house in a pine box. I'm like, okay. I don't know why that's so popular, but it comes up. And I'm like, but do you still want to know the value of the house now for refinancing, or if you're giving it to heirs or in your trust or anything? And they go, oh, that's an idea. I didn't think about that, right? They're focused on one singular thing, which is they'll never move. So I'm probably driving my camera guy crazy. I'm like, so have you heard about this real estate market and prices? Kind of a hook question, right? And depending on what their answer is. What if I told you the property increased in value 18 to 30% in the past year? Would that change your position around selling at the top before the market corrects? Language that is not meant to be scary, but it's realistic, right? Would you be interested in knowing the price of your home now before we reach the top? Because it doesn't matter how good you are and how many statistics you look at. If you try to tell me when I'm going to hit the top, you can't, because I can correct it any time. I'm not at the top anymore, right? It's like, now, nope, too late, right? So again, it's not a doom and gloom. It's a realistic conversation with people, all right? So are you interested in selling your property at the top of the market before the correction? That's a valid conversation to have with people. Again, scripts I'm going to give you, but do you have a make me move number? This is really, really powerful language that we're teaching in the coaching circles. Hey, Don, are you interested in selling? You're not. Okay, not interested in selling. I appreciate it. You got a great house, and we're listing the one around the corner, and prices are crazy. But do you have a make me move number, like something crazy? Do you have a make me move number?
Sure.
What would it be?
625.
$625. So if I can get you $625 for it, we could probably sell it without even marketing it. You'd be down with that. That's a make me move number. All right, give me 2 days to figure it out. Let me dig into this, because that's going to take some work. Before I come back and give you my word, I need to make sure I'm right. Is that fair? I'll call you tomorrow, the next day, and I'll let you know if that number is possible. So I took a no to a possibility of relationship again. So fire text. I do want you to take a picture of this. You'll want this sooner than later. This is a fire text that you could text all your people now and start having immediate conversations with people. We call it the fire text because it is fire. That's it. Hey, Bob, hope you and the fam are well. Notice all the abbreviations and all the emojis. They all matter. Hey, Bob, hope you and the fam are well. The real estate market is bananas, bananas, bananas. And in case you haven't heard, and prices have really risen this year. Curious about the increased value of your home? ? Thanks, Randy. That's it. Right? This fire text is really, really powerful. because you're texting, you can go through and text 50 or 100 people in your database a day. Some of us have thousands of people in the database, and it's kind of like a passive, I'm just checking in, market's bananas, missing you, how you been? And then the hook is, have you seen what's going on with this market? This is surprising how well this works. We've done this in live events. We've done this in different spaces. It's really amazing how much response you'll get even after being ghosted in your CRMs with your text number, right? So some of us have big CRMs and we're texting a lot of people. Buyers are, ghosts sometimes. This thing will get a response. It's really pretty powerful how that works, all right? So focus on a listing appointment a day. Think about that. Think about your business. 75% of the room said you could get a listing in the next 7 days if your life depended or your family depended or something was very, very motivating to have to do that, right? Right? I see all the nodding heads right now. What about if you stepped your game up and said, I'm going to do that every day if I can do that, right? What about if you fell 3 out of 5 days and you get 2 listings a week? Your life change? Your business life and future change? That's what we want for you. That's what this event is for, to try to give you nuggets to leave here to take actionable items into your business. And I believe firmly that you can do this if you really commit to it. And again, there's a lot of groups, a lot of masterminds, a lot of things you could do to get into those circles to really help people. And so plug into that stuff will help you as well. All right, that's it. I appreciate you. Enjoy the day. Have a great day. Appreciate it.